In this tutorial, I'm going to show you the quick and basic way to edit your video in Filmora if you are using a Windows computer. So the first thing you're going to do is navigate to Filmora on your computer. Once you've opened Filmora, the second thing you're going to do is import your video. This step, by the way, is pretty standard on any video editing software, so the exact buttons may change, but the process is the same. You're always going to open the software and then import your video. So first, I'm actually just going to say New Project. And once I'm in this screen, which is the main screen, I'm going to go to File and click Import Media. And then I'm just going to go to Import Media Files, which is the first one. This will take me to a browser window where you're just going to navigate to where your actual, that's not what this is normal. This is just going to be an update. So you're going to navigate to where your actual video file is. I am going to, let's see, I should have a video on here just for the sake of this example. Do I? And yes, that's not the one I want to use. So, okay, so you're just going to, oh, okay, there we go. Here's the video. So you'll select your video and you will see it be put in this bank. Everything you import, by the way, will be in this bank, and when you're ready to use it, right? So if I wanted to, just so you know, you can import video. You can also import photos. So I'll show you for the sake of an example. If I was going to add that photo, it'll also go into this content bank here. This is just your media files, but nothing is actually on the video you're creating it, right? This is the timeline. So nothing has actually been done until you drag something to the timeline. So all you do is you just click it and then click the media that you want or your video, and you can drag and drop it. And when you want to delete something, you can click it and hit delete. And if you want to move something, you can actually just take it, click it, hold it down. Sorry, you're going to click it and keep holding down the left mouse key, and then you can just drag and drop it wherever you want. And I'm doing that once again by clicking it and holding the left click down. Okay, so I'm going to delete that and actually click the video holding the left mouse key down, and I'm going to drag it into the timeline. And this question will pop up if the default setting is not the same as your video. So you usually want to say yes, you want to match it to the media that you actually imported. And so the two basic things I'm going to show you are how to make cuts and how to make trims. So the first thing you want to do is edit your beginning and the ending, right? Because depending on how you did your video, if you did it straight through, you may not have a lot to edit, but usually if you are a one-person camera woman, you may have your arm like reaching out, or you may took some time when you started recording to actually start talking. And so let's say you kind of were sitting in front of the computer for like 5 minutes before you actually started talking, where you see these sound waves at the bottom, that's your audio. If you had sat there for about 5 minutes, the audio would be clear until that 5-minute mark. So I'm going to pretend it was clear until that 5-minute mark, and I'm going to drag this red line, which is called a scrubber, to the 5-minute mark, okay? And I'm going to do Command B, and you can do Control B on a Windows computer. And what that did was it split the file, so I could actually now delete the part that we pretended I wasn't saying anything. And you would do the same for the ending, right? So when you looked at the sound waves, if I, for the last, 2 minutes, I wasn't talking, it would be invisible there, or not invisible. The sound waves would stop, and so I would know I could cut it like 2 minutes before it ended. Now, since I did not, or since the sound waves are to the end, let me show you another way. So you're just going to zoom out, and you can zoom out using the minus sign, and you can zoom in using the plus sign right here in the middle of the screen. And I'm just going to drag the scrubber over. Now I'm going to zoom back in so I can see. And what you can do to see where you want to cut is you can drag to where you can normally what I do is look at my mouth to see where I stop talking. And I will hit play. So you can hit play here. You see I hover over it, it says play. Or I can just hit the space bar, which is a shortcut for play.
6 and you're finished. It's more like an ongoing process, but the beauty is you are constantly improving, getting better, and often raising your prices.
Okay, so what happens here is that this was an already edited video, but I'm just going to pretend that let me zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to pretend that once again the last 2 minutes I stopped talking. So what I could do is if I press play,
but the beauty is,
and I pretended that I stopped talking there, what I could do is I could press M. That's a shortcut for marker, and you'll see that where I press M, a blue down facing arrow appeared. That's a marker to let you know, okay, I want to cut right there. So I would click there, drag the scrubber there, and then I would do Control B, and then I would just select that part I wanted to take out and click delete. And there you have it. That's how you make basic edits to the beginning and the end. And when you want to cut anywhere during the video, it's the same way, right? If you messed up and you want to take a part out, right? I do recommend when you can to make it easier on yourself. So try to do full takes so you have to do less editing. As someone who has done a lot of video editing, I still try to do that. But as you can see right here, the sound waves go low, right? So let's just say I messed up there and I need to cut that out. So once again, I would do Command B, and then I would come to where the sound waves like restarted, and then I would do Command B, and then I would select that part and delete it, and then I would go from there. And then if you wanted to add another video here or a photo here, you could also add a transition here to help it not look so odd, right, that you made a cut. And so you can play around with those settings. Now, the other thing I want to show you before I show you how to save the file is how to add lower thirds, right? So this is like when a lower third is when, a TV show comes on and you see like their name, their screen name. And basically how you do that is you click titles from this top menu, and you should have certain choices. This choice credits 6. Now your choices may be different because I think they include some free and then you can buy some and you can download some, but this credit 6 here looks like what I am referring to. So I'm just going to drag and drop just to show you what it looks like. And once again, you can choose whatever you want to as you want to use this. But you can use this to introduce your name. You can also use this if you want to say like step 1, right? Or step 2. It can be used that way as well. So let me zoom in. And so you can see what it would look like. So you see right here it says directed by Jane Doe. And to let me zoom in just a little bit more. And to change it, you can double click it right on the screen, or you can actually just select it on the timeline and it'll pop up here, and then you can make changes to it. So like I said, some come free, and then you can also buy some as well. So your screen, what you see, may not look exactly like the choices that I have. Okay, and you can also come back to titles and see the different options that they have. If you scroll down, so some of these, like the lower third options, I think you should have, but if you don't have these exact ones, you should have some that will work for you. And once again, you can see how that will look right there.
The content for your
So depending on what you need, you can choose the option that will work for you. And there is also, so I don't use this one as often. Okay, here we go. So there's also, if you keep scrolling down, you'll see what they call openers. And this can be used to introduce your videos if you want, right? So if you want to announce what type of training you're doing, you just drag the scrubber to the beginning of your video. And once again, the whole key of this software, a lot of it, if you realize, it's actually the drag and drop. So I'm going to drag it and drop it at the beginning of the video. And then if you click play,
when you have
boom, you are in business, my friend. You have a opener or an intro for your video. And to edit it, you can double click it and it will pop up here. And there you go. So once you do all of these things and you're happy with your video, by the way, you can review the video by clicking the beginning and hitting play.
Where when you have
or the space button.
Completed.
And once it's set, you can click export and it will allow you to save your file. If you have any questions, make sure to pop them in the comment section or pop them over to the Facebook group.